Hi Stampers, this is Tammy Richardson with Arlet's Art. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today's video is the second in a four-part series from my September Best Bundle of the Month Club. If you are not familiar with that particular program, please feel free to leave me a note at the bottom here, and I will be happy to send you an email with the information. If you did participate last month in the BBM, then you got a kit to make this adorable scrapbook page. So let's get started. In your kit, you received a 12 by 12 sheet of basic gray cardstock. You received several of these orange glimmer paper strips. They're about 1/8 of an inch wide. You received more strips and so on, and I'll go through those as we get started. So the first thing that I did was to take one of these strips, and my preference is Tombow glue, and I ran a bead of Tombow across the bottom of the basic gray, and then I glued my strip right to the bottom, just right up against it on the other side. Then the next thing I did was turn it around, and with another strip, I did the exact same thing. I lined it up after I ran my Tombow glue across, butted it right up against the edge, and there you have it. Now, after I got those adhered down, I took the two strips that are 3 inches wide. One of them is the pumpkin, and one of them is the flying bats, which you can see right underneath here. I took the pumpkin paper and I butted it right up against this glimmer paper strip, adhered it down, and butted another glimmer strip right up against that. Then I turned it around and I took the bat 3-inch strip, adhered it, butting it right up against this glimmer strip, and then I took the last glimmer strip and butted it right up against that. Now, in your kit, you also received 2 strips from this striped haunted house paper. And you take the first one and center it between your 2 glimmer strips on your bat paper and adhere it down. Then you'll take the second strip and do exactly the same thing to this piece. Once you have that completed, you'll be ready to start on your house. So we'll move this out of the way. You will take the house shape, and which is this right here, and you'll line it up on your brick paper. And of course you'll have a piece of it big enough to hold that. But you'll only need to place it so that it's straight up and down on this piece right here. Then you'll take your door die and you'll lay it right, on top. Shouldn't have touched it. Okay, and then you'll lay your window cutout on top of that and run it through the Big Shot. When you're finished, what you'll have is this cute little house minus the glimmer paper. So your next step will be to run your glimmer paper through. And the pieces that you'll need for that are the door frame, the window frame, and the small circle. Now the small circle you want to run through 3 times. And as you can see, I've run several through here. All right. So when you're finished running this through, you'll have the door frame and the window frame. And you will glue that using your Tombow also onto each section. Now, you'll notice that when you cut out your house, your door did not completely disappear. It opens, so it is closed on this side, but open on this side. So the next thing you're going to want to do is take your door again, not your door frame, but your door, and put it on the piece of chevron paper and run it through the Big Shot and cut it out. Now you will have to snip this side of it because remember, it doesn't release from the paper, but that's fine. And then you glue it inside your door so that if you did not have this in a page protector, this would be interactive. Now once I got mine attached to my background piece, I did go ahead and use a dimensional behind it to just hold it in place. Okay. Now you also received a piece of yellow cardstock, which you will lay underneath your house. And with your paper snips, you'll just snip all the way around the outside of it. That'll give you a glow from the window and a glow from the door. Okay. Now, you also received some 1/4-inch wide strips. You received 2 of those, and that's for your roof. And I'll show you on the finished one where that goes. You would lay your house down in the spot you wanted it. You will open your door and attach it with a dimensional, and of course this was glued down. Then you'll take and lay these pieces in an angle across the top. Now you leave as much hanging over this edge as you want to. Glue it on. I glued it butting it up to the house, not on the house. You lay it on. Once you get it glued down, you trim it off. Then you take the other strip that you've got here and you glue it on the other side and trim it off. And then you have your completed haunted house. Now for your pumpkins, you will end up with 3 circles that you've punched from your glimmer paper. And the way you turn them into pumpkins is you take your paper snips, cut just a smidgen off the bottom to flatten it out. And then on the other side, you'll take and snip a really small little triangle. And you'll have something that looks like that. And you'll have 3 of them. Right there. Then you'll take your baker's twine, which I have seemed to have misplaced my baker's twine. Oh, let's see. Well, Let's see if I can find my baker's twine really quick. Voila, baker's twine. Okay, then you take your little pumpkin that you've already cut the little niche out of, and you take your piece of twine, fold it in half, not in half of the whole strip, but make sure you've got a good little bit here that you can work with, just a little piece. All right, give it a little twist so that you're not having a hard time. And with your pumpkin, you'll put a little bit of glue right behind the arrow or triangle that you've cut out and attach your baker's twine. After it's dry, you'll give it a haircut and you'll see that you have little tiny stems for your pumpkins. And you'll lay those out accordingly. And you're ready to put your photo mat together. Okay, you got a glimmer paper that I believe is 4.5 by 6.5, and a piece of the designer series paper that is 4 by 6. And you're just going to offset it enough that your corners, you approximately have the same amount offset from your corners. You just keep adjusting it until you have it right. And then you will attach this with dimensionals to the left-hand side of the center portion of your page, as I've done here. You can see your house and your pumpkins are lined up along one of the pumpkin pie glimmer strips. Now it's time to make your ghosts. And for your ghosts, you're going to be using one of the new stamp sets out of the holiday catalog called Sweet Home. And here it is. And as you well know, if you were a part of September's BBM, this, along with the framelits, is a bundle. And when you purchase it as such, you get a 10% discount. And when you purchase it as such with a specific hostess code that I give to you, you will also receive minimum of 4 project kits and the opportunity to view the video to use your kits. Okay, so we're going to use this little ghost right here, and we'll just, these are photopolymer, which is wonderful because then you can see through them. You just remove your ghost from the carrier sheet, place it on your block, and with Memento black ink, you'll stamp it 3 times. Now just give yourself a little bit of room in between each stampings to put your framelit. Once you've stamped your 3 ghosts, you'll take your framelit, you will lay it and match it up with the lines from the stamp, and you will run it through the Big Shot 3 times. Then you'll have your ghosts. And before you attach, well, no, I guess not before. You could do it either way. I did use dimensionals to attach my ghosts because I wanted them kind of up and around. This particular ghost had 2 dimensionals, one stacked on top of the other. And that was because this was up on dimensionals and I wanted him to hang over it. When I finished attaching my ghosts, I also took the bat stamp, which is right, well, he's here somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not use a bat stamp. Yes, I did use a bat stamp. Here he is. You'll place this on your block, and with Memento ink, you will stamp around your page in a pleasing manner, however many bats you want to stamp. Okay? And once you have your bats all stamped, you have completed this adorable page. And that's about, there we go. There's the entire thing. Isn't that cute? All right, well, I thank you very much for watching. Again, if you'd like more information about my Best Bundle of the Month program, please feel free to leave me a message at the bottom, and I will be happy to answer them. Also, if you're in need of a catalog, please leave me a message, and I'll be happy to get one of those out to you. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.